Hello ZZ Poxies, it's your boy Josh, and we're here to prepare you for Remielle. Let's quickly have an overview of how we actually farm for characters in Zenless Zone Zero. If you're relatively new, there are 3 general buckets of items that you're going to want to farm. The first is called Generalized Materials. These are your base currencies that are going to allow you to build almost any character. These include Denny's, W-Engine modules, and drive disk plating agents. These can be obtained in multiple ways, but please, for the love of God, I swear if you spend any drop of your batteries for these materials at the HIA, I swear to God, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to lock the door, turn that key, toss it into the river. Never, ever spend your batteries on those materials ever, unless it is the last drippity drop, because there's so many ways in the game to actually get these materials. Let's focus on these methods instead. First is events. I'm going to be referencing events a ton in this video simply because the current events in the game, although subjectively boring to some, do provide a ton of materials and special items that you'll want to secure going into 3.1. So making sure that you run events that will allow you not to only get base materials, but others that we'll talk about very soon. You'll want to grab some of these. And next is the Holo Zero. Most veterans run Holo Zero in their regular weekly rotation at least once or even 2 to 3 times to secure the baseline weekly resources and what are known as Z merit points. These can be redeemed at the logistics shop, but for those familiar with the monthly system, items there include more base building materials, tuning calibrators for manual setting main drive disk stats, and then performance points, which will be for a whole other video, but these are incredibly important as well for your rework potentials of upcoming characters. To who they are, well, you're just gonna have to hit the subscribe button to find out soon. And yet, for events of the channel and the game, the logistics shop talk is like being a dead whoa. Oh, Secret, hey, everyone is Secret, stay cool. But what about the new area or new content, Josh? Is there anything there? Well, the unfortunate thing for now is no. There is no funnel for resources with the exception of the permanent resources and exploration bonuses that can actually grant more than just resources and polychromes, but also by doing this particular side quest, which its story is quite the mystery, so I'll leave it for you to discover. Trust me, it's a fun one. But you'll want to be able to earn points towards redeeming Pyrois's Mindscape and W-Engine, the new free S rank that arrived in the new Season 3 of Zenless. And for those who are just returning to the game, haven't played for an extended period of time, or who are completely new to the game, is it worth to actually skip a chunk of the Season 1 and or Season 2 content to immediately go to Season 3? Before, I actually would have said no, but for now, I am certain that actually skipping to the current piece of content that is Season 3 is actually going to be more economical for you, as many staple items in Season 2 have gone quite the change to actually give you less. Yes, the devs got feedback that people did not like the Swabian Temple. Hey, I'm not saying you had to love it, but an extra 500,000 Denny's a week alongside investigative logs and other recruiting mats really wasn't bad. You would be missing out on story and initial polychrome, but if given the same rate, you will actually be earning more in the new season purely based on said Pyros alone. Being given a strong S rank ether attacker nonetheless, sorry Juyen, but you have effectively been replaced. If you would like to know what Pyros does, make sure to check out our early access guide to them, showing you the ropes, builds, teams, and tips and tricks to make this free unit probably one of your best or strongest DPSs you could grab. But outside of farming for Remy, you've got to pull for Remy, and if you're going to need to top up for those nice 2x bonuses, well, with so many gacha games out there and so many characters to grab, it can feel overwhelming. Trust me, I know. Well, that's where today's sponsor comes in, Aniba. Aniba is the best place to top up for our gacha faves. All we have to do is put in our UID, region, select your package, and in no time flat, we're back in business. And the savings are pretty sweet because depending on your region, you can get upwards of 60% cash back. And Aniba's amazing Trustpilot rating, you can top up with confidence alongside 24/7 customer support. They're here for us, folks. With 30,000, I'm sorry, seriously? Dude, that's nuts. Well, 30,000 digital products and growing, make sure to sign up to Aniba with me so that we can start saving you more cha-ching. Click the link below to let Aniba know they sent you, and Thanks to Aniba for supporting the channel. Yet, I digress. Josh, we're here to farm and prepare for 3.1. What other materials can I farm for Remy that I can prepare for now? Well, let's head over to bucket number 2, and that's skill and level up materials. These are going to consist of elemental chips as well as character or class seals, to core materials that can be broken up into advanced core mats and higher dimensional mats, all of which cost batteries. If you've been a part of my live streams or channel here on YouTube, you've heard me preach about certain thresholds in order to utilize your limited stamina resources. But when it comes to certain chips and core building, they are always going to be a good idea. Moreover, using daily built up stamina is probably my favorite way to do so. And as this video is coming out, we just have under a month before Remy makes her appearance. Even just a week plus of farming mats would even be good enough to secure a decent investment into her levels. Yet there is one massive problem that we haven't addressed. It's Remielle herself. Now, as it stands, we just got ourselves the new wind element. This already being a slight issue for folks, as farming a whole new element has its road bumps, but doesn't take a week plus alongside the monthly signal shops and other early resources to help push your progress for her. Yet, what if we were to introduce 2 new farmable elements back to back? Now, that would be quite the stir, wouldn't it? That's what they're doing. With this new lumen element or light element, moreover, that likely we're going to have to farm for this from the ground up. Even though I don't doubt that they could add some cheeky early access events whereby you play the story, then get a few chips to level her up. But that's not going to finish a build. So, Josh, what are you suggesting here? If we have a whole month without being able to farm for said new element and potentially new bosses that come up for core materials, how are we supposed to prepare? Well, let's start with the more obvious question and answer, the core. Since we are only in need of a max 60 higher dimensional mats, that we're going to save for daily battery use. And as for Notorious Hunt and the advanced mats, we have a few spots we can lean on. First is the Notorious Hunt. After a week, you should be able to get at least 6. 3 each week alongside the weekly reset. Yet, in total, we need 9. Very easily, you could use the extra battery, but that, my friend, is slightly inefficient. I'd only suggest the fastest and smoothest ways forward. What you're going to do is save your monthly logistics shop specifically for the new Remielle weekly boss. This way, you can then fast track 7 advanced core mats for free, and then if you're wanting to build her day 1, only would cost a measly 120 batteries to get to 9. Not bad. Then let's get to the harder aspect, the skills. 5 of them in total, with each costing at least 50 purples. This is quite the challenge for most folk, even for some who do pre-farming. So how do we farm for an element that doesn't exist? Well, the simple answer is that you farm for all of them. See, there is a particular material that we haven't mentioned as of now, and these are called the universal level materials. These will include character seals, W engine components, and of course, our ever much needed elemental seals. These seals are, as the name implies, will be able to be applied for every unit with a scaled cost. Yet, for more folk, these resources can be found in abundance in the Battle Pass, the premium portion of the Battle Pass to be specific. Yet, there is one way to get them on playing, and that's through events. I told you one way or another these were going to come back around. See, not only can we get our universal dennies, investigator logs, and other fun items, but events like this Combat 1 here, whereby I conveniently beat how many enemies? These events are chock full of these resources and will allow you to shave off a ton of stamina and time you would have spent on the new Lumen element for something else. Now, what is that something else, you may ask? Well, clearly, it's Remielle's new drive disc. The third head of this 3-headed dragon that is building characters is drive discs. Now, to revisit our bucket list, the 2 first big bucket items were relatively tame, trying to be as economical as possible, yet you're always going to be seeing what I call linear progression. The amount you farm and feed into these items for your character, you're always going to get your money's worth. But now, here is where our save the batteries are going to be going, to satiate this evil, evil man's greed. Well, he isn't exactly evil, but the cleanup stages are. Here, more than likely, is where we're going to be farming for Remy's new drives. Zizi has historically crafted specific drive discs for each of our Void Hunters, and Remy is going to be no different. To what this top secret drive disc is, well, let's say you're going to be subscribed to when we host our special program watch party for 3.1, right? Just hit the red button down there, and we'll be able to break down everything for you. But know this, it is inevitable that these drive discs are going to have to be farmed, as Remy is but an anomaly amongst anomalies. So here are the things that we can prepare now. Just as we mentioned, banking stamina is one great way to do so. And no, I don't mean the overflow batteries here. I mean these ether batteries. You'll be able to convert regular batteries via the prepaid power cards into these, and if you are a vet and have extra housekeeping cards lying around, you can convert these to prepaids, then to take more batteries from there. But if you're a player who hasn't gotten everything in Hollow Zero, still use those cards to receive polychromes and save you the stress of doing achievement runs. Then the only other option outside of saving for fast runs is simply to continue to recycle drives. See, the life cycle of a drive disc doesn't stop with you just tossing away the double defense and HP flat pieces. They get converted into these golden nuggets called Hi-Fi Master Copies. Now, as in my previous video here where I built Velina in a day, she has drained me. She's sucked me dry. She's blown me. Let's just say I don't have too many resources left. And it'll be my job in the next month, whilst preparing other mats, to continue to build upon these reserves to ultimately be able to use these copies to recycle for the new set at the Bardic Needle. And I understand all of us have trauma here with Elfie, but every so often you do find your diamond in the rough, and that's all it takes to stick and cement your build. So just keep minding, my friend, the diamond is waiting for you. In summary, do events for base building materials and universal chips for skills. Run your weeklies, dailies, and such for polys and other massive resources across the board. Save for certain resources like at the logistics bay for massive payoffs during 3.1, and make sure to have a serviceable amount of batteries saved so that we can farm for the last bit of core, skills, and drive discs. All this prep now can be done, so go forth and let us acquire our baddie goth GF turned beautiful angel bride. Bro, I swear she was handcrafted in the lab to cover everything. It's insane. And just make sure to be tapped in, as we are going to be also going through the 3.1 special program, as well as some of the new items that they're going to be gifting us then to help prepare for said new characters and content. And this video is coming out right before Anime Expo, so if you guys would like to stay tapped in with some of our shenanigans, make sure to stay up to date with our Twitter, Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and more. But y'all stay safe, happy farming, and we'll see you in the next video. That is the Norma Early Access Guide.